Hello my lovelies, welcome back to my channel. If you are new here, hi, my name is Mary and I give you an extra warm welcome. I would love it if you can click the subscribe button and stay for a while. I upload 3 times a week. Get ready with me, shop my stash, trying on new makeup. If it's beauty or makeup related, I will be posting it. And if you're a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back. I appreciate you more than you know. So as you could tell from the title of the video, today we are doing part 2 of all the bronzers I have tried in 2024 so far. For today, it's going to be all of the powder bronzers that I have tried so far. I did have to break up this video into 2 just because I didn't want the video to be super long. So yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get started. All right, my lovelies, hair is pulled back. And as you can see, base is down. Ordinary Milky Toner, Hourglass Matte Primer for my T-zone, and the Charlotte Tilbury Magic Serum for the perimeters of my face. Base products, I went in to the Tom Ford Traceless Matte Foundation. Not the newer one, the old school one that I'm pretty sure is discontinued. I know I can't link it, apologies, but this is just a reminder that if you do own that, use it. And I mixed in the Glossier Skin Tint. For concealer, I went in to the new Dennis O'Meyer's Yummy Skin Concealer. Powdered with the RMS, the new powder they just came out with for the whole face, and the Makeup Forever pressed powder for my under eyes. Okay, so I got my list here and there is 9 bronzers. On this list, I did rank them. Yeah, let's get started. I'm not going to be able to use all of them, but we will use maybe 3 or 4 of them. We'll see. Okay, so the first one is from Chanel. Now this one's a tiny bit cheating because it's 3-in-1, but it has a bronzer, so that's why I put it in this video. It's the Le Beige Healthy Glow Sun Kissed Powder, and I have the shade Medium Coral. So it has a blush, a bronzer, and a highlighter. Now I believe that this is encouraged to be used like as a complete whole pan. So you swirl and then you apply it as a bronzer just to do like the job of 3-in-1. You can also use it separate. So I like this. I really enjoyed it. It was very hard to rank all of these bronzers, FYI. All of them are really good. Like, all of them are really good. So it's just like small little nitpicks on why they landed where they did. For this one, it's just because it's not just a bronzer, it's like a 3-in-1. Maybe if it was like the Dior, it would have came a little bit higher on the list. But I do enjoy this. It's decent. It's not like super awesome, amazing, but it's a pretty formula. I enjoy it. It does have that typical Chanel scent if you don't like that, but practicality in this, you know, because you have 3 products in one pan, that's nice. So it's a good one. This is just where it ranked for right now. Okay, coming in at number 8 is the Dolce & Gabbana Face and Eyes Match. It's a lasting bronzer and eyeshadow powder. I have the shade 02 Medium. This is actually a really good bronzer. It's beautiful. Packaging is super luxe. I mean, it should be. I think it was like over $50. It's expensive. No scent, which is good. So I do enjoy this formula and you can tell that I've definitely used it. I just feel like they could have done, it's right here, maybe a tiny bit better with the shade range that they provided us. It's almost like a silky kind of formula. It's very soft, very flattering on the skin. But yeah, I think the only thing is this shade is too light. I think they only came out with 4 or 5 shades, and this is the second to lightest shade. I mean, if you're super fair, then yes, of course, this is a pro for you. But if you're medium to tan, it's not, because I bet you anything the darkest shade might not work for you if you are dark, you know? But do not be mistaken, it is actually a really beautiful formulation. I've been enjoying it. I just don't pick it up super often because I do have to really build it up. Okay, coming in at number 7, and I actually do really enjoy this. I just feel like a lot of the shades looked so similar, and I mean so similar, and that is why it landed in the ranking that it did. So it is from Dior, and it's the Natural Bronze Glow. I have the shade 032 Pink Bronze. First of all, packaging, absolutely stunning. It's just like a special edition. I'm pretty sure only 1 or 2 shades are left, and I think they give us 4 shades. So this is that same concept as the Guerlain Terracotta Bronzer, where it had bronzer, blush, and highlighter all in the pan, and so you just swirl it and use it like that. I would say this is a true bronzer. Like, I don't know if you can use this as a blush, but I do feel that if you use a very fluffy brush and use it all over, even where you put your blush, I think you can get away with it. I think it just depends on the skin tone. I use it as a bronzer. I just swirl everything together. It has the bronzer here, the 2 little very tiny small stripes of blush, and then in the middle is the highlighter. It does have that typical Dior scent, so if you don't like scent on your products, you probably won't like that. But yeah, see, you could see there's blush. Like, it's a pinky tone for sure. And it does give you that beautiful, almost sun-kissed glow. I have enjoyed this. I think it's really, really pretty, and I just wish the shades were a little bit different. Who was it? Someone tried like 3 of the 4 or 5 that they gave us, and they all looked almost identical on her cheek. So that's why it's ranking where it is. But formula, I enjoy. The shade, everything about this, I truly enjoy. Okay, so my dumb butt just erased my notes on my phone. So I just had to pick out all of the bronzers that are left on the list and see if I could remember the rankings that I gave them. All right, so we were at Dior, landed on number 7. Now let's talk about what's ranking in at number 6, and it's from Hourglass. And I know this is a palette, but this is a new bronzer I tried this year. This palette has 2 different bronzers. I enjoy Hourglass powders. You know, if you've been here for a minute, that I do. Main reason why this is landing where it is because they typically don't give us a good range when it comes to their tones. So there's one of them. Other than that, I feel like this palette would have made it up higher. So this one has a tiny bit of pinkiness, and then this one's more warm. But I mean, look at those swatches. They look so soft and beautiful, don't they? Yeah, just Hourglass powders are just amazing. But I wish they would work on their tones and make sure that they were inclusive to everybody. I feel like that's been a constant battle with Hourglass for so many years, and you would think by now they would have done something about it. I mean, yes, they have given us some bronzers that will work on dark skin tones, but it's not like every time they give us a palette they do it, you know? Yeah, so that's why this landed where it did. But like I said, all of these bronzers are so good, and ranking them was super difficult. Okay, coming in at number 5 is from NYX, and this is the Buttermelt bronzer. I have the shade Deserve Butter. I think this is the second lightest shade, and the only reason this is landing here is because it's so pigmented, and I mean so pigmented, that I have to tread softly. It can get out of hand very, very quickly. Other than that, it smells wonderful. The formula is buttery soft, and I mean buttery soft. Blends out like a dream, but it's just too overly pigmented, and I hate having to tread softly with my bronzers. This is the second lightest shade, and as you can see, it does have a tiny bit of glow. But yeah, it's a beautiful, beautiful formulation. If you don't mind having to tread softly, it's very affordable. I think it's like $10, so it's a perfect drugstore bronzer. Okay, the next one is a contour and not an actual bronzer, but I don't think I purchased too many bronzers this year, so I just went ahead and included it in this video, and it is from the Sephora collection. This is the, do I have the name for this? I think it's just the powder contour, and I have the shade 02 Light Medium. So this actually really impressed me, and let me tell you why it impressed me. Not only is the formula really, really nice, and it doesn't look like it, even when you swatch it, it doesn't feel like it's going to be a good formula. It feels like it's going to be dry and just not a good look. But once you blend it out, whoa, is it beautiful. Soft, silky, and that tone, it might look scary, but I can actually use this as a very neutral bronzer, but we are going to use it today as a contour. This is the Sonia G Classic Cheek. Yeah, I feel like Sephora did fabulous, and I do mean fabulous with this launch. Every single shade looks like a true contour shade, and these days that is so hard for any brand to get. I feel like they call it contours, and maybe you get 1 or 2 shades that are actually truly contours and the rest are bronzers, or they call them bronzers and you only get a couple of shades that are actually bronzers and the rest are contour shades. They got it right with every single shade, and I think they provided us with 5 different shades for the contours, and they all look like the most perfect neutral cool tone kind of shade for contouring your face. They just did fabulous, and it just blends out so easy. It's not scary, not overly pigmented. It's honestly just perfect. The only reason it landed where it did is because the 3 that I'm mentioning before this one, I actually kind of fell in love with. So that's the only reason why. Okay, so I'm going to talk about the next 3 bronzers, and once I'm done talking about them, then I'll apply them, because the order and how I want to apply them is not the order in which they're ranked. So once I apply it, you'll see it all makes sense. Okay, so coming in at number 3 is from Unearthly Cosmetics, and this is one of the newest bronzers that I've bought for my collection. It is the Glowing Bronzer, and she gave us 4 different bronzers: Fair, Light, Medium, which is the shade that I have, and I think Dark. So I went with this shade because I felt like light might look a tiny bit too much like a highlighter on me versus a bronzer. There it is. And the only reason this is ranking in at number 3 is because I enjoy the other ones a tiny bit more than this one. Only because I do feel like I have to tread a tiny bit softly. It can get a little too glowy to where it does look like a highlighter. And it can also look just the tiniest bit muddy, but that's because the shade is a tiny bit dark. Because I have to think about what brush I'm gonna use, and how much I'm applying. That's the only reason why it ranked at number 3. But like, the formula is just so pretty, soft, does not enhance my texture. Like, it's a good one. I did not think I was going to like it. It's been a minute since I've worn such glowy bronzers. I mean, we're talking like in my early 20s. I'm 37. But the fact that I'm enjoying glowy bronzers now is actually pretty awesome. So that's why it ranked at number 3. I've really been enjoying it. It was one of the bronzers that I took for my Houston vacation. And talking about the bronzers that I took on my Houston vacation, coming in at number 2 is from RMS. Now I know this is not, no, is it? It is a launch for this year, but I purchased it like 2, maybe 3 months after it actually launched, and I'm glad I did, because I love this. I absolutely love it. So this is the RMS Beauty Hydra Bronzer. I have the shade Malibu Muse, and I only purchased this shade because the one that I actually wanted was sold out. So this is actually a tiny bit too warm for my personal liking, but I still absolutely love it. So that just tells you how gorgeous this bronzer is. The formula is so pretty. I believe it's like a baked gel kind of formula. I remember hearing someone say that, but see how it almost looks orange? I typically don't like bronzers like that, but there's something about this formula that I don't mind it, and I feel it looks absolutely stunning. And I do mean stunning. But the one that ranked at number 1, that one, I already knew I was going to love it. But yeah, so this is at number 2. I just enjoy the one that comes in at number 1 more than this one. It was a close race. Yeah, it was a close race. Okay, so coming in at number 1, and if you're an avid watcher of mine, you probably already know what bronzer that's gonna be, because I feel like from the moment I tried it out, I was blown away. The formula, how it feels, how it blends, it just, oh, so pretty. And that is the All Hours Hyper Bronze from YSL. Oh my God, I cannot say enough good things about this bronzer. The packaging is beautiful. It's luxe. I mean, it better be because it was expensive. It's just so pretty. It has no scent. And it's just the most beautiful, soft formula you will ever feel in your life. And it honestly feels like silk. Soft. Just so soft. And what shade is this? I'm pretty sure this is the second shade. I thought it was. It's shade number 2, but I don't remember. Something Dune, or maybe Dune. I definitely feel I could have gone one darker shade. How many did they give us? 4 or 5? It's the formula 100% on why this landed on number 1. And it doesn't matter what brush you use. You can use a synthetic brush, you could use a natural hair brush, and it looks beautiful with any brush. So this is the one we're gonna apply first. This is the Soft Buffer from Sonia G. And let me just show you how pretty this is. You see that? The tone is just perfect. I do have to build it up a tiny bit, but it does it fairly easy. I don't have to do like a ton of layers. You see that? It gives you this softening effect. It's just so wonderful, so wonderful. Pretty, pretty, pretty. I fell in love with this bronzer the moment I tried it. I do have a dedicated video just on this bronzer. But yeah, if you want to go check it out. Oh, so pretty. But do you see that? It's just like perfection. I hope you can see what I'm seeing. Okay, so I think I'm now going to jump into a tiny bit of the RMS. And I'm gonna use the Sonia G Classic Cheek. It's the one that I used for the contouring. With this RMS, I do feel like the brush does make a difference on how it's going to show up. Like I do feel a natural hair brush makes the application a tiny bit more seamless. I could be wrong. Maybe the synthetic fiber brushes I've used with it have not been the best, but I definitely do feel like you see it, like the beauty of the formula a lot better with a natural hair brush. See how much that warmed it up. But because the formula is so pretty, I do not mind at all because it's just gorgeous. Love it. Okay, and I'm gonna be extra and I'm gonna go on a tiny bit to the Unearthly. With this one, I prefer a big fluffy brush. I normally don't use brushes like these for my bronzer. They're just too big. But with this formula, it just looks better on me when this tone is a tiny bit too dark. The shimmer in it can be a little bit excessive. So this just makes it easier to not make those mistakes. But I can wear this on its own and I enjoy how it looks. I think it looks beautiful. See how it just, so pretty. So pretty. Okay, but that is it. That is all 9 bronzers that I have tried. Well, part 2 of this video for all the bronzers I have tried in 2024. Part 1 being all creams and this part just being the powder bronzers. Okay, let me finish off the face and I'll be right back. We'll talk real quick and finish up this video. All right, my lovelies, I am back. Face is nice and completed. Let me tell you what else I put on off camera. I used one of the new shades from the Makeup by Mario blush veil. I think that's what it's called. Strawberry cream, and I always link the exact shades of what I'm using down below, so make sure to check the description box. But yeah, the Makeup by Mario, and then the Kosas blush in Dreamland. For mascara, I went in to the Ilia mascara. Brows, I have on Charlotte Tilbury brow pencil, and I mixed the Refi laminating gel, I think that's what it's called, and the Got To Be brow gel. For the lips, I have on the Refi Beauty Lip Sculpt in Fawn, and I have like this small little nub left, and then I will half pant that lip liner. Do you know when was the last time I panted a lip liner? I don't remember. That's how long it's been. Yeah, so I'm super excited and proud of myself for that. Lipsticks, I have on Merit, the matte formulation, and the shade Sunday is the one I have on. Someone did comment on one of my videos that they came out with an apology for Wayne Goss. If you know, was it in a story? Did they post something? Did Wayne Goss mention it? I just want to make sure that's what happened. What else? The Natasha Denona High Gen Illuminating Powder as my highlighter in the shade Medium. And that's it for makeup. Okay, I hope you enjoyed this video. I don't do too many ranking videos, but I know some of you really enjoy it. I can't remember if it was for the foundation or concealers that I have tried in 2024 so far. Someone commented that they really enjoyed the video and they would love for me to continue with the other categories in makeup. So that's why bronzers was next. I'm scared to do blushes, but I will do it. It might have to be like this one where it's a two-part video. I think I have tried more blushes than bronzers, but I honestly don't know. So yeah, thank you who commented that. I appreciate your feedback so much. I had so much fun doing this video, and apologies for only showcasing 4 out of the 9 bronzers, but believe me when I tell you, it was very hard to rank them all because they honestly are all beautiful formulations. I've said this in my videos before. It's very rare that you find a dud these days when it comes to makeup. Formulas and everything have come such a long way. A lot of the makeup, and I mean a lot of the makeup out there, is really good. Okay, thank you so much again for being here. I appreciate every single one of you. You have no idea. All the comments, all the likes. If you use my links to shop, it truly does mean the world to me. And with that being said, do not forget to give the video a big thumbs up, and also don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you all on my next video. Bye!